So when you come to the computer, this is how you're going to see that you have a body polish. So first off, it is this green teal colored appointment. So you're looking at it and going, holy cow, why is it so long? First off, you have 45 minutes of actual scheduled time with your clients. That's when you're doing your polish and that. So that is 45 minutes. So then the next thing is 10 minutes. Okay, so 10 minutes is you're supposed to have your client go into the sauna. So if you have them back to back, because sometimes you'll see them, let's see.
Just pretend.
There we go. I'll cut it. Okay, so sometimes you'll see them together like this. All right, so if you have somebody who has a massage before your body polish, that's when you go send them to the locker room. That 10 minutes is for them to sit in the sauna. The reason for that is that it opens up all the pores and it gets their blood circulating and gets them prepared for your body polish. So that is included in your time. So if you have a back-to-back like that, it makes it that you have time to put them in the locker room, then go set up your room. If you have a straight body polish, you should put them in for the first 10 minutes. You greet them, say hi. Part of your body polish is to sit in the sauna, go set them up in there, give them 10 minutes, and then bring them back to your room to continue the rest of the service. Then you have a very long cleanup time. As you'll see, as we're heading into this, there's a lot of towels, there's a lot of pieces, and you gotta make sure everything is clean because you are having dead skin in a lot of places from the polish. We have to make sure it's sanitary. I know us as CMTs don't have any board regulations, but sanitization is still really important for our department. So we want to make sure that we're taking care of that by giving you enough time to clean everything properly. Alright, so we're going to do our body polish training. So the first part is setup. This is a heavy setup service, so you do need to arrive early. If this is your first appointment of the day, you're going to need at least 10 to 15 minutes to really get everything together in order to be fully prepared for your service. So the first thing you need to do is you got to grab towels. So this is another towel heavy service, but because the client is not going to see your towels, color doesn't matter. So, but first you're going to need 10 hand-sized towels. So that's for your back, both your legs, front and back, both the arms, the décolleté area, and the tummy. And then you want to have at least one extra one. So just go ahead and count 10 of your towels. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you'll just grab these and you put them on the side. Then this is where you're going to need our big tan towels. That's why body treatment towels. So you're going to need 4 of those. So grab 3 and 4. Okay, so that's it for towels. But then the next part of your setup is you're going to grab from the cabinet below. This is where all our body treatment things are. So the first one you're going to need is one of these plastic sheets. You're going to need this because we're trying to make sure the bed doesn't get wet. So you're going to need an extra one of these. And then we have 2 scents for your body polish. So we have tangerine and lavender. So depending on which one your client wants to use, you're going to grab all the pieces that belong to your scent. So for today's purposes, we're going to go with tangerine. So you need tangerine, your tangerine body lotion, and, oh no, that's the lotion. I'm dropping things, sorry guys. And your shower gel. Good. So modesty is a big part of this body polish because you're going to be working with every body part potentially. You want to make sure that your client feels comfortable and covered. So we have a few things for that. So back in our body treatment cabinet, down on the bottommost shelf, we have a few things to help with that. So the first thing you want to grab is a shower cap. So just go ahead and grab it, because you know some people, you're gonna get up near the neck area and with their hair. Just want to make sure, because some people don't like the scrub in their hair. So the next thing, so these are for women. If you're having women clients, your next one is your disposable thong. So right inside, just open it up. There's all the little packets. So just grab one. And the last thing is your disposable bra. So it's also in a green one. The label's on the top. They're black. So just go ahead and pull one out. Okay? So you have all those for your women. If you have a male client, on the second shelf under the box, you don't always have to remove it, is the disposable boxers and briefs. We have both. Some men would prefer. So the boxers, or so the briefs are in the green packet and the boxers are in the clear one. You can obviously tell there's two different sizes. So just depends on what your man wants. The first time you see a man, you probably want to take out both and see which one they want to use. For men, it is required that they wear either the briefs or the boxers. For the women, it's not required, but suggested if it's comfortable for them. If they are not going to use the disposable bra and thong, you're gonna need one extra towel. You're gonna wanna grab one of our regular locker room towels, okay, the regular towels to use as a breast drape. I will, when we get to that part of it, I'll show you how to use it in order to, so you can scrub their tummy. So the one other thing you're gonna need is a crock pot, because you're trying to keep the wet towel warm and everything. So they're stored down here. There are 2 crock pots. So you're gonna go ahead and just grab one. If you have 2 people doing body polishes at the same time, both of you will grab a crock pot, and all this is gonna go on your cart. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna load all of this onto the metal cart. There are 2 metal carts by the robes over in the corner over there. So you want, on your top shelf, you're gonna want your crock pot right on top. Make sure you have the cord kind of on the back side, because you're gonna need that to plug into the wall when you get to your room. And then you're gonna need your plastic little orange bowl for your body scrub. Put your shower gel on here. Even though you're gonna put it in beforehand, just always bring it just in case you need more. You're gonna put your body lotion and your scrub. If you are preparing this beforehand, you do not wanna put your scrub out until right before your polish. Then you're gonna take all your towels, put them on the second shelf with your sheet, and then we're gonna wet all of your towels and put it in the green bowl. So here's where your green bowl is. So down by the sink in this cabinet, you're gonna see a nice big stack of green bowls. So this is the one where you're gonna put all your towels in. I know we have our regular bronze bucket in your room, but it's not big enough for all the towels that we're gonna use. So you do need the green one, because it's gonna fit everything better. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your towels, get them all wet here in the sink, and then wring them out and just stick them in the bucket. When they're all full and you have all of your towels, you're gonna go ahead and stick it on your bottom shelf, and then you're ready to roll over. Don't forget to grab a big metal spoon for your tangerine scrub out of our drawer. Any one is fine, just make sure it's a big one so that you can get enough scrub into your into here for your use. So part of your scrub is you're gonna need to wet and clean the body part before you get going. So that's what our crock pot's for. So what you're gonna do is just gonna take it and stick it in the sink, start the running water, use the hot water because you want it to be warm to start with. Then you're gonna take your shower gel and just squirt several pumps inside. And you only wanna fill the bowl up to maybe 3 inches because you want enough water. And then you just go ahead and turn it off. You're gonna need one more towel for this, again, any color, and just stick it inside because that's gonna be your one that you're gonna wipe your body with. So then you just go ahead and take it back out of the sink, throw it in the crock pot, put the lid on, and we're ready to run over to your room. All right, so once you've brought your cart into your room, we have to set up everything. So the very first thing you wanna do is plug in your crock pot. We are in room 4, so the setup will be a little bit different depending on which room you're in, but find one of your wall plugs and be nice and close to it, and go ahead and plug in your crock pot. So depending on how long you have before your polish, you want to set your crock pot at a different level. If you're going to be in here, if it's going to be in here for a while, like you have a long time before your client's going to be in here, you want to put it on keep warm. If your client is coming in really soon because it was back to back, you want to put it on low. Don't ever put it on high because it will be too hot, because the whole crock pot will get hot and you are likely to burn yourself. So don't ever put it on high. But then the next thing you want to do is you want to make sure your towels are in your cabbie. So make sure you plug it in, get everything nice and hot, and just stick them in there however you want. You want to make sure you have them in there a good 20 minutes before your client, if possible. If not, microwave them to get warm. The last thing you want to do is have a cold towel when you're wiping off your polish. Okay, the next part is your bed. Okay, the best part about this is you get to use your bed set up the way it already is. So first you want to just pull back your sheet and pull the blanket so that's kind of in the center, so it doesn't really feel like there's a lip on either end. Then you're going to grab your plastic sheet. Doesn't matter how wrinkled it is, doesn't matter which way it's set, just go ahead and drape it over the ends. Make sure you remove your headrest cover to start with, because you won't use it until the second half of your polish. So one thing I forgot to tell you to grab is an extra fitted sheet. You don't need the flat, just the fitted, because nobody wants to feel this plastic sheet. So it's partly for looks and partly for function, because it is one more layer for any water that you may have. Just go ahead and drape it on over. Okay, so now for your 4 towels. So 3 of your towels are going to be used to go over the bed. So just go ahead and unfold it and lay it lengthwise across. So you want to make it come all the way up to the edge of your bed and kind of straighten it out. So you don't have to be super precise when it comes to this, but if you can make it that these lines on your towel, this part, line up just along the side that your client's gonna see, it's better presentation. But if you're in a hurry, or you know, it just doesn't happen, that's okay, but that's the goal. Just go ahead and drape it over, pull it so that your line. So you just want to overlap them just an inch or two, just enough to kind of cover the whole bed. So, and then you take your third one, go ahead, bring it to the edge, line up your lines, and there you go. So your 4th towel, what you're going to do is just place it right in the middle of your bed, because that's what your client is going to use to drape over their body. So if you have so you're going to take your shower cap, you're going to place it right on top of your towel. If you have a female client, go ahead and put both your thong and your disposable bra on top. If you have a male client, go ahead and put both your disposable brief and boxer on top, just so that they can have a choice. But if you see them more often, you'll know which one they prefer. And so that's your bed set up. Now, the last thing is your pillow. So you're gonna take your bone pillow from your cabinet and place it here at the top. Go ahead and take your pillowcase and just wrap it around the top, make it look nice. Doesn't have to be super precise. For ease, don't stick it inside the pillowcase because you are going to need to remove it and place it on your face cover once you flip your client over. So just wrap it around the outside unless you bring in 2 pillowcases, but that is completely up to you. So now you're going to be able to get your scrub out. So your little orange cup, you're going to take your scrub, and depending on the size of your client, you may need more or less, but the general rule of thumb is 2 big scoops from your spoon. So just go ahead and stick it in, and it is a bit thick, so it may not come off all the way, as you can see. Make sure you just have clean hands, and because your hands are the only ones going to go in here, and just kind of use your finger and swipe it off into the bowl, and then go ahead and get your second scoop. So just 2 nice full scoops. Go ahead, put it in, and cap it off. Thing is, you want to leave your spoon in your room just in case. You never know if you're going to need a little bit more or not. So just go ahead and put your spoon on top of the scrub container and leave it there just in case. You never know. So there you go. And then you have your towel inside of your crock pot and you're ready to begin your polish. All right, so once you have your client in, you're gonna make sure that their towel is lengthwise across their middle so that everything is covered. Again, modesty is the key while we're doing this service. So it's gonna be right across their middle, and you only will move things just as you need to get to the body part that you begin with. So here's where a little bit of creativity comes in. You can kind of decide, generally speaking, where you want to start, but you want to kind of just move in a systematic way. So if you're going to start with the arms, you'll want to do both the arms, then the legs, then come up. So before you have your client in, you're going to have asked them if they want to have their tummy and their booty scrubbed. It's up to them. You make sure you have the towels for it, but if they don't want it, don't pressure them. Just ask them politely, would you like your tummy scrubbed and your booty? And they'll let you know for their polish. So what you do first is you're gonna do the same thing for every body part individually. So what you do is you're gonna wash, scrub, wipe, lotion. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the lid off your crock pot and grab your towel that's in here. So you wanna make sure your water's warm. If for some reason it's not, go ahead, and this is the one and only time, turn it up on high for just a minute to try to get your water warm. So you wanna make sure that it's all nice and sudsed up. Because there is soap in here, it's okay that you keep putting the towel back in because the soap will keep it clean, okay? So the one time you can reuse a towel. So you wanna go ahead and open it up. And it's easiest to start with the body part that's closest to the crock pot. So you'll go ahead and take it and wipe the body part. Just go ahead and wipe it down. So if for some reason you see something like, see this client has a Band-Aid covering up something, you want to make sure you keep that. You can get it wet, but when you go for the scrub, don't want to get anywhere near anything. So if you see any scabs, any kind of abnormal thing on the skin, make sure you're just careful that you either know about it or avoid it. So you wipe and make sure your body part's all wet. Go ahead and put your towel back. Then you're gonna come to your scrub. So easiest way, depending on the size of your hands, obviously, just kind of want to come in and grab just a little handful here. This might be a little much for this client, so just go ahead and grab. You want to mix it between both of your hands before you start, and go ahead and come down and distribute your scrub first. Just come over, make sure it's nice and even all across your client. For this one, avoiding our Band-Aid here. and come through. So this is where you would use your nice big strokes. Then you're gonna wanna come in and do the fast invigorating scrub. So the easiest is to kind of start down at the hand. You're gonna wanna do lots of little circles, moving quickly. You can use one hand at a time. You can use two hands at a time. Have fun with it. Make sure you get the whole hand. So the areas for the arm that you wanna focus on are like knuckles and the elbow, because those are the places that get pretty dry on us, right? So you wanna make sure you come in, scrub that whole area, get it all nice and scrubbed. And you're coming down, come down the forearm. If you have to, pick up the arm to get that elbow, get in there. For the forearm, you want to make sure you get both sides because you're not going to really get it on the back side. So get the underside, doing nice quick circles, swipes, because you want to try to get your client's arm to be red like lobster, because that's showing that the blood is coming. You can see that her coloring is changing as we're working on her. So go ahead and do that and come up to the arm. This side you don't have to get the underside because you'll get it when you flip her over on your back. So don't worry about trying to get it all under. Just go ahead and keep rubbing and scrubbing. So remember, you have 45 minutes to get the whole body at this point. So you want to make sure you give each body part enough time where it's going to get scrubbed, but making sure that you're going to fit it in that 45 minutes of time. So go ahead and get it all nice and scrubbed. You want to see that color change, get through. And when you're done doing each of the parts, kind of again, do a few more. Go ahead, be creative with it, a few more big strokes to connect the whole arm that you just scrubbed. Okay, then you're gonna grab your towel. So come over. I know you have stuff on your hands. That's okay. If you have time, you can kind of dunk your hand in the crock pot real quick to get some off. But if not, that's okay. Just pull open and grab a nice warm towel. Open it up. At this point, try to get some of it off your hands as best you can. And you're gonna bring it down. You're gonna kind of press in and wipe it off. Just do nice flowy strokes from the top down. If you need to, just keep moving the towel so that you can get all of it off, okay? Make sure you're doing nice big swipes, pulling. So at hands and toes, you gotta make sure you get in between each of the fingers, because if you got any scrub in there, that's not comfortable for your client. So get in between all your fingers, getting in there. So at this point, to try to make sure you want to get everything, you can go ahead and take your clean hand and kind of brush. If you feel something like you want to make sure on arms and legs you want to get over the side, you can pick it up, just kind of wipe through, or just pull it down and just make sure you get everything as much as you can. I know sometimes we miss. Just make sure you get 95% of this off, okay? Then you're going to take your green bowl, dump your towel in it, just kind of leave it in the middle of the floor there so you can get to it. So I know I like to use a holster, but if you're not, just have your lotion right here. Go ahead and take a bit, just so you have enough. And this is where you get to show off some of your massage skills. So you're gonna go ahead and brush your lotion all the way down, just like you would be doing your arm massage, but you're not really doing massage here. So if you find any more of the little grains, go ahead, wipe it off. You can use the towel. They don't have to know that you're wiping it off. And get in there and do more of a lotion application than massage, but go ahead, give them your nice big long effleurage strokes. Go ahead and give just a little bit of pressure so that they can see what you got. Just make sure it's mostly all rubbed in. The tangerine tends to rub in a little bit better than the Be Relaxed. Sometimes if you put a little too much with the Be Relaxed, you may have some white striping. That's okay, just leave it. It'll soak into the skin eventually. So go ahead and do that. So now you're done with one arm. So Then you'd move on to the next arm. And so for training purposes, we're gonna skip this arm and we're gonna come down, and you wanna kind of move circular. So we're gonna come to this opposite leg. So as you can see, we wanna make sure she's covered, but you wanna make sure you can get the whole thigh. So just go ahead and move your hand if you have to, and just kind of move your towel to the side so that you can get all at this leg. And you're gonna go again. You're gonna take your towel, and as soon as your water's hot, you'll go ahead and turn it back off high, but we're gonna leave it for a little bit longer. Go ahead, wipe the leg, make sure you get the whole thing. You come back, grab a little bit more of your scrub. Don't forget to put it between your two hands while you're walking over. And distribute your scrub. Nice long strokes. Get it everywhere. And then for the leg, my personal preference, I like to start at the top. You can start at the feet, however way you want, but again, nice invigorating scrubs, lots of circles. Keep it moving. You want to get the skin to change color to more of a rosy pink or red, things like that. So the big areas for your leg are the knee and the ankles and kind of the knuckles here on your toes. So once you've kind of done your thigh, you want to come and give some good knee time. Make sure that you get it all the dead skin, because you know us and our knees, they get all scaly. So you want to go ahead and make sure you get that. And then come down your mid leg. This is where we get all ashy, so make sure you spend some good time in here. So if you're noticing as you're working, oh shoot, I didn't get enough scrub, like I can see that I could probably have used a little bit more, go ahead and just grab a little bit more. Don't worry about it. Take the time to get it, because you'd rather have enough scrub than not enough. So if you need more, go get it. Don't feel afraid to stop what you're doing and get it. This is for their benefit, to make sure that they're getting their skin taken care of. Go ahead, and then you come down to your ankles and the top of their foot. So when you're on the top side, don't worry about the heel, because you're gonna get that when they're flipped over. So if you don't get your heel here, that's fine. That's our main point for the back side of the leg. But you wanna get those ankles, come up, get all your toes, scrub away. Make sure they get nice treatment all in here. To finish off, go ahead and make sure you give some of those nice big connecting strokes. Make sure you've got everything there. And you'll walk back over to the caddy, grab a towel. Always want to make sure it's all open. Start at the top, pull it down. Make sure you get all the way under both sides of the legs, because some of the scrub will travel. Get the knee, bring it down. So we're at the feet, make sure you get in between all those toesies. Alright, even though you can use any color, just so you see on the green towels, they're the easiest one to see if you got all the scrub off. And you can see spots that are empty, so if you're like, oh look, there's a little bit more, you can see that one's clean and get it off. But you can use any color, just so you know the green towels are the easiest one to see your scrub on. Go ahead, make sure your fingers are clean, dump it in your tub, and lotion again. Making sure you get all your nice effleurage strokes, making them feel amazing, a little mini massage as you go through there. Then you want to pull your towel back to cover. When you're going to do the other leg, move it and fold the towel that way. So if you have a client that's cold, because generally you want to keep this room pretty warm because they are wearing the least amount and exposing the most amount of skin in this service. So if you have somebody who's cold, what you're going to do is, the fact that our towels hang over, you can go ahead and wrap their body part in the towel to keep them from being cold. So you can wrap the arm that way. Just wrap them up if they're cold. If they're fine, don't worry about it. It's just an option if you have a client who you know runs cold. So just go ahead and wrap them up. And then when you're ready to flip them over, you'll unwrap them. So then you would repeat the other leg. So now for your female clients, you're gonna do your décolleté here next. So this is kind of a tricky one because you've got the head in the way. So you're gonna wanna grab your towel, not squirting on the carpet. And so this way you wanna kind of start one side at a time. So just kind of put one hand in the towel, holding this back, and kind of come in and wipe one side, then the other. Because it's a long towel, you wanna make sure it's not whacking your client in the face. So you just come in and get all the way up through the neck in here. This one needs kind of the least amount of scrub because it's the smallest part. You just need a little bit. Make sure you have it on both. So you can choose to stand and do this, or you can bring your stool up behind, but you want to stand directly behind your client's head and use both and kind of come up in here and do circles back and forth. You can kind of come out to the top of the arm a little bit, into the shoulder, kind of up into the bottom part of the neck. Make sure you're, again, modesty here, make sure you're not going below your towel line here. But go ahead, get up all in here. Especially, we need to take care of this part of us women because this shows our age. So we want to make sure we take care of this spot. This is a really important spot. Don't skip this one. Your clients will know and they will be upset if you skip their décolleté. So go ahead and make sure you get all in there, nice and scrubby. Now you're gonna grab your hot towel again. And again, you're gonna do this the same way. Make sure your hand is in it, holding this extra side. Come in and wipe. Make sure if you got it along the back side of the neck, make sure you get it. And for this one, then you'll switch hands. It's the easiest. Switch hands, you don't have scrub on it. Kind of come in, get the other side. Get all the way in here. Making sure you get all the scrub. Make sure you don't get it in the elbow, or not in the elbow, armpit crease. Get everything in there, okay? Then again, into your green bucket, and just a little bit of lotion to kind of connect it all in. So for tummy, if you're doing tummy and they're wearing the disposable bra, you can just go ahead and peel back because they are covered. If they chose not to do it, first you gotta kind of get their arms underneath the towel. Okay, just go ahead so that it's under there. You're gonna grab your locker room towel. The reason you want the big towel is because you have no idea how big breasted your women are gonna be. If you want to make sure. So you're gonna start at the top and just kind of accordion fold it up. So you have it all the way at the end. Put it right on top of their chest. Kind of connect the towels. Let me make sure I got it. Okay. You're just going to pull down until their breasts are covered. Make sure you keep that. And then go ahead and pull your towel down to their hips. So you want to make sure you're right at the top of their hip bones here. Then with this towel, make sure, because you want to be able to get this top part of their rib cage, and just pull your towel right over so that they're completely covered. When it comes to men and the tummy, reality, you should do this for them as well. Make sure their nipples are covered. But some men have zero sense of modesty, and they'll come and this towel will be already just covering the lower part. If they're comfortable, it's okay, but generally speaking, you want to do this if they are making sure they are fully covered. Because again, this is a vulnerable position they're in. We want to make sure modesty is the big part of this. So for tummy, you want to make sure you are always standing on the right side of the table. I know most of you haven't done abdomen massage in a really long time, but for this you have to be on the right side of the table because you want to make sure your strokes don't mess up anything in their digestional system. So again, come over, grab your wet towel. Again, because this is a smaller area, making sure you kind of have it all in your hand. You want to make sure everything is kind of in a clockwise motion. Okay, so you want to come down, make sure you're doing everything in that clockwise motion. Okay, get their stomach wet. Grab your scrub. Again, don't need that much for this one. And again, clockwise. Everything's in clockwise. So you don't want to back up anything in their digestional system. So you can come all the way out to the side. So this one you don't want to use as big vigorous circles, because again, tummy, sensitive area. Just come on in. So you can do some down the sides. That part doesn't have to be in clockwise. Up in the rib cage doesn't, but anywhere where it's that fleshy tummy, got to be in clockwise. Okay, don't want to do any damage to their digestional system here, because you don't want them backed up. So go ahead and get them all nice. This is the one area, if it doesn't quite get red quickly, that's okay, because you are doing a little bit of smoother strokes. Kind of get everything nice and done. Come in, grab your towel. Again, pick it up on the edge. Kind of come wipe, keeping in that clockwise motion, okay? Clockwise through. If you notice it's kind of in their belly button, don't really dig, but kind of make sure you get it out of there. And come through. Make sure you're getting down the sides. Bucket, lotion, same thing. Just moisturize it a little bit. So to remove the towel, the easiest way to do it is just go ahead, bring your towel all the way back up top, and holding this towel down, just kind of, pull it out. Easiest way to get it out. Nobody shows anything, and go ahead and dump it. You can either dump it in your green bowl or go ahead and just put it on your cart, as long as you remember that that is a dirty towel. Don't use it again for anything else. So when you're ready to flip them over, you're gonna go ahead and ask your client nicely to lift up. There, go ahead, Leonie, if you can lift up. Go ahead and relax. Remove your pillow. Stick your headrest cover in. Try to do this as quickly as possible. I know that sometimes there's no delicate way of doing this. Get it in. Put however you put your face cradle cover on. So you're gonna come over, it doesn't matter which side. You wanna make sure you're holding this towel nice and tight here. You're with both sides and go, all right, Leanna, I'm gonna have you flip onto your stomach and you scoot up towards. So you wanna make sure you're keeping them very covered here, okay? Again, modesty, big thing here. You wanna make sure everything's covered, booty, back, everything. Just adjust your towel to make sure everything's covered again. So, then you wanna make sure your hair's out of the way, then you're gonna go for back first. So just like you're removing your sheet, just go ahead and pull it back. If you wanna tuck it under their hips, go for it. Same process. Wet towel. So this one's nice to just kind of go ahead and put it right over the whole back and do a couple wipes, getting all up in there. Because it's nice warm towel. Get everything nice and wet. You want to make sure you get the top of those forearm, or the top of the arm too, because remember we didn't get it on the other side, so you want to make sure you're going to scrub this area too. Come on in. And this is the one area you're going to need the most scrub on, so you're going to want a lot for this one because it's the biggest area. If your spoon falls, don't worry, ignore it. Your client won't even know. And go ahead. Get that scrub all nice and all over the place. Make sure you get all the way down to the elbows. And start here. Yeah, vigorous strokes. Lots of little circles, big circles. Get creative. Have fun. Make sure you get both the arms. So you can do them both at the same time. You can come down, do one side at a time. However you want to. This is fun, just as long as you see. And so see, she's turning nice and red. That means you're bringing all that nice circulation into her back and arm. Beautiful, beautiful. Keep going. Make sure you get the whole body here. Okay. And remember, when you're done, make sure you do those nice connecting strokes. Towel, open it up. So this is the one that you're gonna want to make sure you get everything. So kind of like our back mask, you want to kind of come up to the bottom, kind of scrape, pull down from the middle, move it, make sure you get both the sides of the body coming out. Make sure you don't forget the arm, make sure you're not getting any in the armpit, up and around. Don't forget, if you need to, clean off your hand. You can go ahead and rub, like, oh, there's some still here in the middle. Gonna make sure I come in here and get it. Scoop it up. Just make sure got it as much of it as possible. Okay, green bucket. Lotion. Remember, I know this is going to be the hardest body part not to do a real massage, but we don't have time for that. So make sure you go ahead, just rub it in. Just do some nice effleurage strokes. Again, a little bit of pressure is okay. Show them what you got. Get in here. Once you're rubbed in, go ahead and cover your client back up. So, if for leg, if your client does not want booty, okay, make sure you just kind of roll it up to about, where the butt crease is, and proceed to do the leg. If you're gonna do booty, you want to do it all kind of in one long spot. So you're just gonna kind of pull your towel up, make sure you're keeping the back still covered. Okay, so you do not want to see butt crack. If they're wearing the thong, you don't want to see any of that thong part, and just kind of expose just kind of the tender part of the booty here, okay? then you're gonna do the same thing. So this is all one long sweeping motion from top to bottom. So go ahead and start here, booty. Come, make sure, again, feel free to keep your hand here at any point to make sure your client is not exposed. Again, going back to modesty here, make sure. So keep coming through. Make sure you get that heel nice and wet, because this is gonna be our big spot on this side, is the heel. You wanna soften it up before you get to your scrub, okay? Making sure booty, get booty, got it. So now, grab your scrub, put it in between your hands, start it, and bring it all the way down, okay? So for this, you want to start at booty. Sometimes you're going to need you probably only want to work with one hand, so you can keep that towel down. Do your nice circles. Feel free to switch hands if you need to. Just making sure you're keeping that towel down so that nobody's exposed in any way that are uncomfortable, okay? So go ahead and get in there, making sure that color's changing. Then you can move down to the top of your leg. You can do some brushes through all the way. Again, get creative. Down to the calf. Back of the leg is one of the other areas where the color may not show, because it's a little bit different skin. You may not see it change color right away. Just give it the time it needs. Okay, now you're kind of come down to your heel. So the bottom of the foot, your main focus is this heel, because you know, we wear our flip-flops, we wear our high-heeled shoes, and our heels get super cracked. Here's the thing though, this is not a super high-powered scrub, so you are not gonna get all of it. I know, kills you, right? Kills me. You may wanna grab a little extra scrub for this and do the best you can. Get it as smooth as you can, but don't worry about it. It's not gonna be back like a baby's butt or as smooth as they get it with the pumice stone at the pedicure. It's just the way it is. It's a lower grit scrub because it's sugar. So but get it as best you can. Make sure you spend a good amount of time getting it scrubbed. You can come back to the bottom of the foot again. Don't have to get the ankles again unless for some reason you notice that they need a little bit more, but focus on that heel, getting that nice and scrubbed. That's why it's nice that this is at the end, so if you have extra time, you moved a little fast, you make up your time here at the heel, because we know that's kind of our big spot. So then, again, come up, pull all the way through. Grab your towel. So again, making sure you want to keep this covered, but go ahead, you might want to just kind of put your extra towel there, kind of cover the crack, kind of get in there. Make sure you get down the side of the leg, pulling it downwards, getting all that scrub off of there, okay? Remember, move the towel as you need to so you can get everything off. If you don't go down into the toes, that's okay, but if you do, make sure you get in between your toes there. Making sure everything's good. Green bucket, lotion. So make sure you get that booty. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this. You're done. Cover up, and you'll repeat the other leg. For training purposes, we're not going to do both legs. So, but when you're done, remember, so you're going to make sure you want to wipe these feet off because they've got the lotion on there. You don't want to get everywhere. So you don't need an extra towel for this. What you do is just kind of bring your bottom towel over their feet and give, so you can do a little bit of that semi-massage. Push in, pressure, just kind of rubbing the lotion off the bottom of the 2 feet, okay? Then you want to pull them back, and you're done. You can, depending on how you finish, lower the table, whatever. Here's what you want to do. Remember, I did the count. If you're counting, we haven't used 10 towels. The reason is because you want to keep at least 1 extra one in that cabbie. Because guess what? We're not perfect. You may miss some areas. Some areas might still be a little bit sticky, things like that. That extra towel is for your client to make sure that they can get everything that you missed. Especially if they got to get out of here and they don't have time for a shower, they can get it off. So what you want to do is so once you're done, say, all right, Liana, time is up. If you want to look up real quick, you see this cabbie right there? Mm-hmm. There's an extra towel, hot towel in there for you. If you want to use it to wipe any places, go ahead and do that. I'm also leaving the lotion that we used today on the middle cart over here. If there are any areas that you would like to add a little more moisture to, feel free to do so. I'm gonna step out of the room and give you a few minutes, and I'll walk you back to the locker room, okay? Alrighty, so your client's out of the room, it's time for cleanup. Before you left the room, forgot to mention, turn off your crock pot, okay? You wanna make sure when you unplug it and everything, it's always off, because depending on how long it took you to get your client out, get them to the locker room, whatever, you wanna make sure this is not continuing to get hot, so turn it off. So first thing you want to do is unplug it. Make sure you have everything kind of in the center here. So now this part, no cleanup is kind of a lot for this, but this particular part is easy. Go ahead and throw your face rest cover into the middle. Take your fitted sheet and just roll it up. Easy as pie. Just go ahead and roll it up. Stick it on your cart. Your spoon, you can feel free to just toss it in your crock pot. They're gonna clean it. So, sorry guys, just moving things. Go ahead and throw it in. Okay, I forgot to grab an extra towel, but now you have to clean this. So bring in an extra washcloth for your cleanup. You wanna grab your alcohol, because this had a body on it. You gotta make sure it's clean. So go ahead and just spray liberally with alcohol. Go for it. Spray as much as you want. Give it a few passes. Okay. Now take your towel. It's okay. This was only on for a second, so we'll go ahead and use it to clean plus alcohol. Go ahead and just wipe down your sheet. Make sure you get it all. It's a little damp at the end, that's okay. You just want to make sure it's been covered. Then just go ahead and fold it however you want. Does not have to look pretty, I promise. Just go ahead and fold it. Get it back to about the size where it's going to fit in the cabinet, and just stick it on your cart. So best part, you don't have to remake the bed. So what you're going to do now is go ahead and stick your blanket back to where it was in the middle. Go ahead and fold your sheet back over. Ta-da, bring in a new headrest. You're ready for your next client when it comes to the bed. Don't forget, spray your face cradle cover with the alcohol before you put a new face cradle on it. And because you used your bone pillow, also make sure you spray it down with alcohol before your next client. Okay? Go ahead and stick it wherever you do. Today we're done in here. We're gonna put it back. So now for your cabbie here, make sure you wipe down because it might be sticky from where you were touching it. So make sure you wipe it, spray the alcohol, get it all clean. Okay? So that's where you want to check if your client used that towel. If your client did, great. It's in with your stuff, you're good to go. If they didn't, feel free to leave it in here for your next client to use. Now you only have to use one less for your hot towel wraps, anything like that. But feel free to reuse them because they're not dirty. They're still good in here. Use them if you need to. If you're done for the day, go ahead and remove everything, unplug, shut the room down like you normally would. All right, so now you have your cart back in the break room. So now you're gonna do your cleanup. So the first thing you wanna do is your crock pot. Make sure it's not too hot again. That's why we unplug it when you leave the room so that it's not hot to the touch when you pick it up. So just go ahead and pick it up, stick it in the sink. Your spoon, you can just toss into the dishwasher. If it's dirty, just go ahead and toss it in. Your towel, make sure you wring it out before you toss it into the dirty towel bucket. Okay? And go ahead and just dump your water out. So you gotta make sure you clean it nice and good. Depending on the day, you could toss it into the dishwasher if it was kind of a light day and there wasn't a lot going on. But if it's a busy day and everybody's been in here and there's tons of dishes, you have to hand wash it. So you do have a lot of time for this put into the block. Your block for your body polish is an hour and a half, and it is a 45-minute time with you, 10 minutes in the sauna, and then you have that rest of that time to clean up. So please make sure you take the time to clean everything properly. Okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put a little bit of the dish soap, just squirt it in, or on your scrubby, run the water. You just need a little bit just to make sure you can scrub your whole pot here. Make sure you get all the way in. I know you're like, wait, there wasn't that much water in it. Why do I have to clean all the way up the sides? Because we're wringing it out. You had somebody whose skin is all up in this pot. You gotta make sure it's clean. So make sure you scrub it nice and good. At this point, since it's wet, make sure you're also gonna go, why do I have to clean the lid? Because again, sanitary purposes, if this is clean, then this needs to be clean. So make sure you get that handle. This is where your hand was touching it and had everything on it. So make sure you clean it. Nice and good, okay? Go ahead and rinse your lid. So just taking one of our dish towels, go ahead and just lay it out on there. So you can finish continuing to clean your pot first, or you can also clean your scrub, because we still have a lot of scrub in this one left. I'm going to do it after, but so then you just got to go ahead and rinse it out. Make sure you get it all the soap. Now you're going to take your alcohol, okay, and another clean towel, spray everything down. Don't trust just the soap to clean it. Now make sure, wipe everything down with alcohol. Go ahead and stick it back in the crock pot. Do your lid. Make sure you flip the lid down, because there's not a whole lot of space in that shelf, and this space might hit something. So just put it in upside down, and so now your crock pot's done. So with your scrub, for this training purpose, we didn't use it all because we obviously didn't do every body part, but usually there'll be just a few scrapes left in here. Okay, little secret, if there's a little extra scrub left, your hands were the only one in it. Feel free to go ahead and scrub your arms or your hands. It's because you're the only one who touched this. It's sanitary, it's fine. But if there's none left, feel free to just go ahead and wash it out. So it is a bit sticky, so you're gonna make sure you remove this guy. Remove the little gray thing from the bottom of the sink, because it will stick to it, and that's a mess and a half to clean up. So just stick it on top over there, rinse out all your scrub, okay? There may be a lot of it, just make sure it's clean. Wipe it all down the sink, okay? Take your scrubby, either put a little more soap on it, or you put the soap in the thing. Again, scrub it down. Make sure you get all that inside area. Rinse. Again, make sure you get all that scrub down the sink. Alcohol. And dry. Okay? So if you have anything on the top of your containers, make sure you wipe them down. And go ahead and you want to make sure you spray with alcohol your body lotion, because it was in your hands, just like when you're cleaning up your regular room. Make sure. If you used a lot, or because you have a big person, or hey, it's been a few times, go ahead and refill it. The refills for the tangerine are in the same place where you found it. The refills for the Be Relaxed are under the opposite cabinet where all the Biotone and the TheraPro is. But you don't have to refill it every time just because you did one person. So if you only use like this much, don't worry about refilling it, but once it gets down low, make sure you refill it, okay? Then if they didn't use any of the thong or any of the disposables, you're gonna just put them back. They're still clean, they're still sanitary because they're in the packet. Same with the shower cap, because it didn't touch anybody's head, it's still clean, we can reuse it, okay? Now, make sure you take your big towels are next. So go ahead and throw all your towels in there. Just kind of unwrap it. Get all your towels in the bin, okay? Because this is a towel hog service, if the washer is open when you are done, start a load of towels right then and there. Don't wait, because it used, what, 15, 16 towels, and especially with these big body ones. So make sure you start a load immediately if the washer's open. If it's not, keep an eye out and start a load of towels as soon as it's open, okay? Throw your sheets. Sheet bin. And there you go with that. So now you're gonna take your cart, we're gonna go put everything else away. Alright, so again, remember this second bottom cabinet. So you're going to put your little orange in there, put your wash in there, scrub, lotion, and your sheets. And just kind of put everything away as you saw it before. Okay. So while we're in this cabinet, guys, just so you know, the organic hydrating hand treatment is a great add-on to this service. The way to do that is you're gonna do your legs first, because you'll put the hand treatment on them as soon as you get started. So feel free to add that one on. It's a great way to get an extra 20 bucks on your totals, and then you'll end up with a little more extra out of this service, okay? Then you're gonna throw your crock pot back in the cabinet, put your cart away. Cart back where you found it, near the ropes. And that's it for cleanup. It's a pretty easy cleanup if you're efficient. If you take a little while, that's okay. Remember, you have the time for it, but make sure everything is properly cleaned and put away from this service, because there's a lot of stuff and you don't want to get in anybody's way.